Hi, cat. Come and get some mango, baby.
One, two, 1, 2, 3. Self-awareness is a superpower. My name is KathyLaDonna. Welcome to Soul and Vibration. I hope the free thinkers are doing well. And if you're not doing well, I'm happy to remind you that you are the most powerful person that you know. You are the most powerful person that you know because only you can create your reality. Hey guys, today is Thursday, August 10th, and the energies in the day adds up and reduce to number 7 vibration. If today is your birthday, happy birthday. So when it comes to the spirit animal, we are working with the bear. So when it comes to the bear spirit animal and the fact that the day adds up and reduces to number 7 vibration, it brings me to reflection. Reflection because yes, the number 7 is an introspective energy that deals with reflection. But you know, when we think of bears, one of the things that comes to mind when I think of the bear as a spirit animal is hibernation. But I don't get hibernation as far as like, you know, resting and going to sleep for a long period of time. It's more of like taking some time back to reflect. When it comes to the tarot, we are working with the Empress energy in the reversal position. This is the Empress energy in the upright position. The Empress energy brings me to say the moon in Gemini because Empress energy deals with children. It's the 3rd card, and the number 3 also deals with children. And children doesn't have to necessarily mean like actual physical children. Children could be something that you've given birth to, a project, something that was once an idea, which is the number 1 energy, something that you nurtured and then created a tangible outcome that came from just a thought, where the number 1 is that thought, the number 2 is nurturing that thought, and the number 3 energy is a tangible, actual thing that you can experience. So the Empress energy ties into fertility and children, and Gemini energy also ties into children. And with the Empress energy in the reversal position, this brings me to the thought of, say, something not coming to fruition, or I think of like a premature, I think of something being premature, I think of something not being ready. When I think of the bear energy and the whole hibernation aspect of the bear energy, it brings me to the thought of like something's not ready to come out the oven type of vibe. So some of you might be waiting to hear back about something or waiting for something to happen, or you're planning and you're working on a project or a goal or something, and you're close to the deadline and you're waiting for the outcome. And today might be a day where the waiting feels longer than normal. With the Empress energy in the reversal position and the bear energy as a spirit animal, those 2 cards come together. It gives me the feeling of like feeling disappointed. It's like today was the day for this or that to happen, and I hear that I need to wait a little bit longer. And that could feel frustrating, especially if we had plans for things to go a certain way and it's like other things are riding on it, only to hear that that's not the case. For some people that, you know, that might be a little bit disappointing, as you thought today was going to be the go ahead, or you're going to get some kind of an okay or some kind of a pass when it comes to something. The day is the 10th, and the number 10 energy, the number 1 is amplified because the 0 is next to it. And with today being the 10th, it brings a sense of new beginning to the day, like a new thought or a new perspective. So there is some kind of a newness to the day, and with that 0 next to the number 1, it amplifies it. So that's where I'm getting the feeling of, it's like today was supposed to be the day. It's like had expectations for something, but it's delayed, or it's not happening as fast as I would like it to happen. Jupiter is the ruler of the day, so Jupiter energy is amplifying. Just whatever it is that we're experiencing today, it's amplified with that Jupiterian energy. So Jupiter is in Taurus, and with Jupiter in Taurus, and since Jupiter has been in Taurus, some of us have found ourselves feeling confused about the path we should be on. A few things creates that confusion. One thing is that we're in a 7th year, and with us being in a 7th year, the number 7 is a spiritual energy. It deals with non-tangible things. So a lot of work that's happening is things that you can't see. It's like when you plant a seed and underneath the soil, photosynthesis is happening, roots are coming out, and there's a stem forming, but we can't see all that. Think of the number 7 year as that kind of year where things are happening under the surface, but it also calls for reflection and introspection. But within a 7 year, because it's a spiritual energy, things may be going slow for a lot of us, or even if we're making progress, it doesn't feel like it because this energy is pulling us within ourselves. And that's the last thing we want to experience. So, when Jupiter transited into Taurus, Taurus energy is all about stability. It's all about security. So say if in the past you made certain decisions to go a path that's non-traditional, maybe you're pursuing a goal, maybe you're making some changes in your life. Like once Jupiter transit into Taurus, you can find yourself questioning the path that you're on if it's not a path that is sociably celebrated, if it's not something that, collectively we've been conditioned to go after. So since that transit, Jupiter transiting into Taurus, a lot of us could find ourselves questioning what is it that we really want, when in all reality, a lot of what we might think we want are just things to make us feel like we're fitting into the whole, dream, whatever the dream is. Like if you live in America, it would be the American dream. Even though some people have had the dream and realized they didn't want it, make some changes with this Taurus transit, with Jupiter and Taurus, you might be questioning if you're foolish to not want some things that you've already made up your mind before that you didn't want. But with Taurus, with Jupiter and Taurus, and Jupiter is also conjuncting Uranus. So with Jupiter conjuncting Uranus and Taurus, Uranus energy is helping us to be honest about the fact that we want to have freedom within these luxury things that we want to experience or we want to own. But Jupiter is squaring Venus, conjunct part of fortune, and also the sun in Leo. So when I think of Leo energy, I think of that inner child. I think of that youthful, playful, vibrant, passionate energy. And with Jupiter squaring, Jupiter and Taurus squaring that, it brings me to the thought of dismissing all of that passion and curiosity around certain things to focus on what is stable, or what appears to be stable. And I say appearing to be stable because, change is inevitable. So if change is inevitable, then there's nothing that's truly stable other than, say, our spiritual and emotional growth, if that's something that we're focusing on. Only thing we have control over in this life is the way we choose to respond to things. So we have no control over how our family members are going to behave. We can't change them. Colleagues, co-workers, whoever, we can't change others, but we could change ourselves by changing our perspective. And when we change our perspective, things don't have the same impact because we're not responding to them the same. We're not giving them the same energy. But Jupiter squaring Venus conjunct the sun in Leo brings me to say that challenge, feeling silly to wanting to go after what's in your heart or what excites you, motivates you, and things like that. The moon is in Gemini, and the moon is also being squared by Saturn in Pisces, and also Mercury conjunct Mars in Virgo. So when I look at the squares that's being made to the moon, which is the inner world, being in Gemini, is in a place where we kind of want to be curious and not focus too much attention on one thing or the next. But with the squares being made towards the moon, our inner world feels like restricted, feels like it's forced in a corner, feel like you have to pay attention when you really don't want to. That brings me back to the 7 energy of the day adding up and reducing to number 7 vibration, and how we are being pulled within ourselves. And that's the last thing that we want to experience, being pulled within ourselves, because it feels like you're on timeout. When more than anything, you know, with the moon in Gemini, the inner world, like, you know, want to get on the phone and have quick conversations or chit chat with others, you know, enjoy things that are more light and not having to dig so deep, or get into all of the, like, deal with anything intense or heavy. Like, the energy is like, you know, I just want to focus on nothing really. Like, I don't want to have to do much. I just want to chill, take it easy, socialize, connect with others if I can, while the energies are forcing or calling us to go within ourselves and be more reflective. So when it comes to, say, the energies in today, for some people, it might feel like something's not working out or not going your flavor. But what I'm getting is that it's just a delay. There's a slight delay, and it's important to just be patient and reflective when it comes to, say, the energies in today, because that's what it's calling you to do. So even if you push past and try to do other things, no matter what you try to do, you know, like it's like something needs our undivided attention. Something needs a one-on-one. When I think about the Empress energy in the reversal position, it brings me to, like, how one thing could be off when it comes to the system of a thing, and just from one thing being off, the whole thing is off. And even though the whole thing is off because of one thing, it doesn't mean that, you know, nothing is going to work or things aren't going to work out. It just means something needs to be addressed, is what I'm getting. So I think about the person who thought they sent the email but sent the wrong email, or filled out the application and put the wrong number on the application, or something was overlooked, and because of that, the outcome you wanted is not the outcome that you're getting, or appears that you appear to be getting in the moment. But when I look into, say, the energies in the day, it's just a brief delay is what I'm getting. It's just a brief delay. So whatever it is that you're waiting on, it's going to come through, but a brief delay, and more of a need to focus on details, focusing on the details and getting things done, opposed to just like rushing and trying to get stuff done for the sake of getting them done, opposed to getting involved and focusing on what needs to get done. Because that's what I get with the moon position today, where it's like a lot of us could find ourselves in the motions doing things, but we're really not focusing on what it is that we're doing. So because we're not focusing or paying attention, or some of us are trying to, you know, make shortcuts, then it's going to result in the outcome. Maybe it's the income, but it'll result in the outcome. Such a pleasure sharing this message with you guys, as usual. If you would like to book a natal chart reading with me, or check out my exclusive weekly content only on Patreon, the links for that is in the description box below. Please let me know you're here with me by dropping me a purple heart in the comment box below. I would love to hear from you, and look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Love yourself as if your life depended on it, because it does. Take care of yourself, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.